applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Diffuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built the win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I built the win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl. And y'all normally see me in some college attire, but we got the NFL draft this Thursday, so I'm repping my Ravens. Shout out the flock. By the way, I did not vote y'all. I don't know where my NIT Chattanooga shirt is. It's supposed to have been here. It's not here. I don't know what to tell y'all, but I did order it. It should be on the way. Shout out Chattanooga. But I got two special guests coming on the show. My boy Ajae, part of the network, part of Unfazed. I shout out the show all the time. Eagles fan, so you know he feeling like me. But back in February, yeah, the Pistons winning the playoff game is equivalent to winning the Super Bowl at this point. Cry about it, but yeah, my boy feeling good. And Kev, he's doing daddy duties, but he'll be on. He's gonna get in where he fit in. He'll be on later. But before I bring my guy Ajae up, I like that you like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel, helps the network. That was my channel, CTC. By the way, of the Refuse to Lose Network. Now, as you've seen on the new intro, we have as a unit, as a network, we have other shows on this network. The main show featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave every Tuesday and Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern until about 8:30ish. Again, Unfazed every Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, featuring Joe and AJ. We have RBO, Real Ballers Only, which he tried to get me on the show today, but my job just be doing too much sometimes. Couldn't make it. All your NBA content through there. He will be talking playoffs. He talked play-in. So make sure you check him out. BWT, Baseball with Teddy. All your baseball content through there. Big Yankees fan. Shout out my Tigers, 164 against the Padres today. So Pistons and Tigers went on the same day. I'm happy. We have Dave's Doghouse, highlights and lowlights of sport. Make sure you check him out. And we have last but certainly not least, we have fantasy football with Coach Coombs, where, fantasy football, he's doing off-season talks. He may be on the draft episode. I haven't heard anything yet. And last but certainly not least, now in the red corner, featuring Ty, Ricky, and Tomo, boxing episode every other Sunday. So make sure y'all check them out as well. That's all the shows we have on the network. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to all of them as well. And if you like what you listen to, stick with us. So without further ado, time to bring my boy Ajae up here. Hold on, before you say something, I do it for everybody. Ajae, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. As you can see, I got my Super Bowl champion hat on. You know what I mean? It feels good to be picking number 32. It's been a while. It's been, since 2017? We was picking that late in the draft. So, yeah, man. I'm excited for the show. Excited for the draft. Happy to be on CTC for, I think, the first time.
Yeah,
I think this is the first time I ever been on.
I did your show last year. So for those who don't know, Ajae did have he had a timeout or full timeout. He's kind of more so now unfazed with Joe and AJ. He still runs it through that channel, so please subscribe to there as well. But he's more so focused on unfazed, and we did this last year on his channel, so now he's coming on ours to give us his analysis.
Have some fun. Yes, sir.
So, man, anything you want to say before we get started?
Nah, man, I'm ready to get to it. Again, thanks for having me on. It should be a fun episode. I got my notes up here, so yeah, it should be fun. It should be good, man. Now, I do want to say, I'm not the college expert. You know what I mean? I'm not my boy the expert, but I feel like I got some stuff in the tuck, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's what we want, man. We don't want everybody to agree. We want you to say your opinion. Emphasis on your opinion.
Facts.
Can never kill you for your opinion. I could disagree with you. I could debate you, but as long as you have your opinion, I respect it because
Fair.
it can be a sheep. And then at this point, it's like,
right. That's fair.
Everything is respected. Without further ado, though, let's hop into the first pick. I wanted to see, and I forgot because I was so focused on the Pistons game. I wanted to see if we had the draft sound still, which I don't see it. So sorry about that. Unless Joe want to hop in the back, you know what I'm saying, throw that up real quick. I don't see the NFL draft sound effect. So we'll just be without it. It's all good. First pick of the 2025 NFL draft, we have the Tennessee Titans on the clock. And my pick, I will start this one off. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I don't think this should be the pick. But this is the pick I think it will be. I do think the first pick from everything is Cam Ward. But me personally, if I'm the Titans, I'm taking Shedeur. Now,
really? Okay.
Yes. You want me to explain why I would take Shedeur first?
No, go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to explain why I would take Shedeur first. I know people might call me crazy. I think Shedeur is the most pro-ready quarterback in this draft. I think he's the most accurate. I think he deals with the most pressure. And he's won at every level of football. Now, people clown him. Oh, the Buffs went 13-12. No bowl win at Colorado when he was there and blah, blah, blah. Y'all forget. Y'all instantly criticized Deion for having the worst roster in college football the moment he took over that job. He won 4 games when people predicted him to win 2 or less. And then he won 5 games, excuse me. And then he jumped from, they won 4 or 5. I want to say it was 5. But they jumped from that to 9 and was 1 game away from playing in the Big 12 championship last year. So y'all can discredit Shedeur and the mediocrity y'all say he has had. But he's been leading the charge on that program turnaround in which y'all didn't think he was going to be able to do. And I do love Shedeur's poise under pressure. Now, the knock on Shedeur, me and Kev both have this knock whenever Kev is here. He does tend to hold on to the ball quite a bit. But I think part of that is trying to make a play. And part of that is sometimes there's somebody in his face instantly and he's trying to get rid of somebody and try to buy time for somebody to get open. You can kind of coach that out of someone, or if you have a better line, maybe, or better receiver, not better receivers, because the receiver coach is one of the best in the country. But if you got a better line, he might just need 2-3 seconds and might get open. But I think it's going to be Cam Ward. All the talks all around Cam Ward. Cam Ward do have a strong arm. I know Joe came in the chat and was like, a GM said Cam Ward was in last year's draft. He'd be like the 6-7 quarterback drafted. Ooh. And I said, I agree. Let's not forget, before the season at Miami, he was projected to go mid to late in the draft. He was projected to go 5th round before that Miami season. I love Cam Ward. I really do. I think he has a strong arm. I think he's pretty accurate. I think he's pretty mobile. I think he can actually move more than people give him credit for. But my main thing with Cam Ward is consistency. That's my main thing with Cam. But I my first pick is Cam Ward. What's yours?
Yeah, mine is also Cam Ward. I think it's going to be probably one of the more obvious picks in the draft. We kind of all know where Tennessee's going here. They need the surefire talent at the quarterback position. They don't really have a quarterback right now in Tennessee. I agree. I like Shedeur. I think Shedeur is the best quarterback in the draft. I do. I think that later on in this draft, it's going to be revealed where I have him going. Spoiler alert, is pretty high. But yeah, I feel the same way. But and I like Cam. I don't know if I like his play style at times. I don't know if I like the nonchalant, just kind of stand. I know it's kind of nitpicky, but like I just, the whole nonchalant stand there and kind of look around. All right, I'm gonna throw the ball here. Like, I don't know if that's gonna work in the NFL. I don't know if you I need you to be, almost not on your Peyton Manning when he was like, shaking almost, but like I don't know if that nonchalant attitude gonna work in the pros. But I mean, 39 passing touchdowns, 4,313 passing yards this past year, 7 interceptions. He's an elite talent coming out of the draft, and I think he's I understand why he'd be the number 1 overall pick. I do understand. Even though I might not fully agree, I do understand it.
Yeah, I understand too. And Cam Ward is another guy who won at every level. He won at Incarnate Word. He won at Washington State. Now, he won a couple games, but he was still winning games at Washington State. He had 2 big upsets against Wisconsin both years at Washington State. those are two huge wins. So I do like Cam Ward there, and like I said, I do understand why he's number one. I just agree that Shador should be number one. First of all, shout out to you, Ajae, for the all that goes to Joe for the video love, the intro. That's all Joe. I'm gonna read through some comments real quick. We go to the next one. Joe said, "Shout out to AJ. That boy remain unfazed, yes sir." Dave said it's still there. Says he had a poor O line. He sure did. He's talking about Shador. I agree too. I guess he's agreeing with what we're saying, and you definitely nitpicking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Like, I don't like that.
I like get that. It though, because I feel like he had confidence in his O line, and why wouldn't he? He had a pretty good O line at Miami. He barely had to run out the pocket, to be honest. Now, defense on the other hand was, but his offense, his O line, really good. So I can understand why he trusts his O line, and he's back there like, oh yeah, my O line good, I'm good.
We gonna see if he can do that with Tennessee O line. We gonna see. I feel like he's gonna be moving a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're going to go to our second pick, and with the second pick, the Cleveland Browns, because that's how something else is brown. It's on the clock. I'm gonna get my shot. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be non-biased, but I'm gonna take my shot at Cleveland. I'm a Ravens fan, sue me. All right, AJ, I'm gonna go back to you. We're gonna snake draft. Who do you have the Browns getting at number 2? I just changed it. Why does it say Titans? Thank you.
I got the Browns going with Travis Hunter. I got them going with Travis Hunter, number 2 overall. They need a receiver. They need a corner. Kind of kills two birds with one stone. I'm interested in seeing how he, how that transfers over in the pros, bro. Like, I'm kind of iffy on if he could play both positions at a high level. I heard Ryan Clark say he's not A+, and I'm paraphrasing. He's not the best receiver. He's not the best corner. So if you don't want him to play both sides of the ball, then you kind of wasting your pick. It's kind of what he said. I kind of understand where you're coming from. I personally think he'd be best probably at receiver. That's just me. I think he'd be best at receiver. His ball skills is crazy. But overall, I think that's where the Browns are going. Like I said, it kind of kills two birds, one stone, because they need both a receiver and a corner.
All right, so this is where we disagree. Oh, hold on. We got somebody backstage. Hey, brother, I'm gonna let you know right now. You gotta take that off, brother. Ain't none of that. You blame the youngins. But now we got my boy Kev. Shout out my boy Kev. He's here. Don't say nothing yet. I gotta give you the proper intro. How you feeling, my boy?
I'm good, man. Long evening, football practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout that out real quick. Shout out my boy. He's the official coach for you football now. Shout that out.
So, yeah.
Shout it out. What do you mean?
Oh, just come back from that. Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Bowie Sharks, flag football. We've been in going into week 4 now. Just coming off the spring break. So, time to get back to it. First practice after a long week. So, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, you said y'all coming off a dub, correct?
Yes, sir. This was my first coaching job on the sideline. Got the first dub of the year, so plan on building on that. Just trying to keep the kids motivated and locked in.
All right, so you weren't here for the Titans. Since we only one pick behind, just give your Titans pick. You don't gotta explain it, just give it, and then I'm gonna let you give your Browns pick.
You already know who that pick is. Cam Ward going number 1 overall. If somebody else went, I'm not sure, but I'm sure everybody had Cam Ward going number 1.
Yep. No, we all had Cam.
Okay, I can't figure that. So, I mean, I think that's pretty much locked in for the most part, unless they put draft day special or something. But, nowadays, the number 1 overall pick is pretty much spoken for before the draft starts these days.
All right, and your Browns pick?
The Browns pick, I chimed in. I started to pop in right when y'all was talking about it. I disagree with the Travis Hunter pick. I have my reasons behind that. I think we might have got into it because I kind of missed some of it, but the fact that he wants to play both sides is going to deter a lot of coaches and a lot of organizations away from trying to figure out how to take this one player while also extending his career, but also allowing him to be the best player he can be. Because with him playing both sides, you're gonna have to give him. You got to play those type of mental games and stuff like that strategically on how you're gonna use him fully, and it may take away from either side, whichever one he's. You know what I'm saying? Whatever type of mode he might be in. Which I do agree, he probably is better at receiver overall, but he's so great at both. It's gonna be. It's gonna create a lot of fiction. So I believe they're gonna take Abdul Carter. Like I don't see how you pass that up. Then you got Garrett, who they just signed, yes, but he's still getting longer in the tooth. That's the perfect person to have learned and study under him to extend you having arguably the number one pass rusher in the NFL for another 10 years or so. So
All right. I agree with Kev. My number 2 overall pick is Abdul Carter from Penn State. Now, I disagree with Ryan Clark saying he's not the best receiver. I think he might be the best receiver in the draft. I love T-Mac. It might be
probably is.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, he
But,
probably is. Yeah.
but I agree with Kev. You pair Abdul Carter up, Miles Garrett up with Abdul Carter. He learns from Miles Garrett. They're both not even sneaky, super athletic off the edge. So that's very crucial. And then you put them in a division with Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, which you would need somebody on both sides for a division like that. So I think you do go get Abdul Carter here at number 2. I'm not mad at you thinking Travis Hunter. I'm not, but I think you go Abdul Carter here.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think Travis gonna slide, not just slightly.
I don't got him sliding.
Not far. I'm just saying though. I think it's gonna be a specific team that's going. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's just one of those people they're gonna shy away a little bit, but we can. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get to that.
All right. So pick number 3. We're gonna go to Kev, and with the 3rd pick, the New York Giants select.
I'm gonna surprise you all.
You might not be surprising me.
For real?
Maybe. I think I might be surprising y'all.
I think they're gonna take our offensive lineman.
Oh yeah, you're surprising me.
Yeah.
I have them taking Will Campbell.
I'm not mad at it.
Although he was a tackle, I think he was a tackle in college.
He was a tackle at LSU.
A lot of people are projecting him to play guard. He has all of the tools. Just that ideally, we see a guard, you normally see the shorter guys, shorter arms. For various reasons, you inside. It's a quicker game inside. Sometimes guys with longer arms tend to reach more, things of that nature. But he has all of the skill sets to transition. And the Eagles, which is my favorite team, of course, has already proven that you can take a larger guy and put him inside. He can still be successful. And also, like the Giants they've tried so many different ways to be successful, whatever, in this league, and nothing's worked for them. Even with O-line, they've taken that route, but they don't never stick with it. And I believe their starting tackle now, he's injured a lot. Can't stay healthy.
He's my Evan Neal.
Yeah, can't stay healthy. So it's about time to get a young guy in there who can be your cornerstone of your team, especially when, you know what I'm saying, the quarterback that you may or may not want may not be in this draft. So what do? You ball to the trenches. So I feel like they take Campbell. I think Campbell's a great prospect if you use him properly. Feel like guard is his best. His best value will be a guard.
I'm not mad at that pick, and I'm not mad at your reasoning, but it's on me. I'm going Shador. I know people might be saying, well, Carl, they have Jameis, they have Russ. Those are short-term answers. Those are not even answers. Those are just one-year guys on one-year prove-it deals trying to go somewhere else and possibly get a starting job somewhere else. Shador is a guy that comes in, butts in seats. He got the bravado. He got the, I don't want to say arrogance. I'm going to say confidence. He has the confidence. He has the accuracy. He's been in situations dealing with poor O-lines. You pair him up with Tyrone Tracy and a young guy like Malik Neighbors, who's shown to be elite in this league. He may be able to unlock Wan'Dale Robinson, a guy that I really like. Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton. He got a cool little receiving core. Maybe later in the draft, you might go get another guy to pair with him, or maybe even a tight end. But I do think they go get Shador here. I think he learns. He rather learn from Russ than Jameis. Jameis is a fool. Protect Jameis at all costs. But I think he learns, and then the next year the starting job is his. AJ, before you go, I do want to get into some comments real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go. We start with he had I think Dave said the defense was trash. Yeah, defense was atrocious at Miami. Absolutely. Joe says Kev always in the dark. Yes, he is. Shout out to Coach Kev, which I had to pull his teeth from to shout it out himself. Oh, get some light, my guy. Joe says yes, sir, for adding him. Mike shouts me out for winning the Pistons winning tonight. Appreciate you, bruh. I can't say what I would like to say about Boston right now because we're on the airways, but appreciate that nonetheless. And Joe says I think the Patriots will trade back a couple picks and draft Will Campbell. All right, hey, I like the prediction. I like it.
Trade
AJ,
back or trade? Oh, somebody from
you
this
saying
track?
trade from 4 on back?
I
You don't think Will Campbell goes top 3?
I mean,
Which I don't either, by the way.
It's a possibility, but again, the way my draft board falling, it's gonna be perfect, so they won't have no reason to trade back once we get to that pick. I think the Giants could be the first possible trade, though. To be honest.
All right, respect. AJ, your pick at 3.
I got Shador. Man. I had the same exact thoughts as you. I've been saying this all season too, man. They need a splash pick, in my opinion. They need somebody that's gonna put butts in seats. They need somebody that's gonna sell tickets. Shador is that guy. I don't care how many quarterbacks they have on their roster. Like you said, they're all short-term solutions. Russell Wilson, we'll see what he's got. Jameis Winston, we'll see. And I like Jameis, but he's not the future. I think he's the perfect guy to bring in to revamp this team, bro, and to get fans to buy into the team again. After you trade away Saquon Barkley and that fan base had to watch Saquon Barkley go and win a Super Bowl, you got to do something to get the fans back, man. So go get Shador. I think he's going to be a great quarterback in the league. I think he's going to be the best quarterback out of this draft. And you also in a competitive division where you're going to need a quarterback. Like, you're going to need a guy at quarterback to compete in this division between the Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts, between Dak, between Daniels. You're gonna need a quarterback. So I got them taking Shador.
Rookie of the year.
What was that?
I know that you didn't say rookie of the year.
Man, it slipped my mind, man. It slipped my mind, man. No, shout out to him, though. Shout out to him. You know what I mean?
All right, Kev, I saw you shaking your head. I know you got pushback.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they took him. To be honest, I just feel like it's too high. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
No. Like I said, the show, respect it.
Yeah, I mean, I like Shador, like I say, but again, they need the whole line. You put Shador behind that line, I don't know. I feel like they went and got both of those quarterbacks because I feel like they'll be okay with passing on him. That's just. Like I said, I think they prepared themselves to just in case, like, hey, I don't want to be forced into taking him. So
that could be valid. Honestly.
I think it's a method to that. I think it's a method to that. But I wouldn't be mad at it though. I like Shador. Like I like the player. I like everything about him. And then especially like how they've been handling their players. Like is Shador the best player, the best person you want in that organization? It's kind of like look like you might probably need to get rid of the GM and things of that nature. If the GM has any power, I don't think he goes against somebody like Shador because that might be his first step out the door. Well, next step out the door with a guy like Shador and the backing that he has. That might be low key firing yourself.
I don't know, man. Owners love money, and Shador bring money, so that might be a way to save yourself.
I mean, yeah, if the owner overrides it, of course, that'll be an owner's pick. I don't think it would be the GM. You know what I'm saying?
I think the owner and the GM both will love it, man. Again, I know you got your doubts because Shador, like I said, you the man want to talk about it. He's polarizing. He holds the ball, and the Giants O-line isn't the greatest, but at least I know it's two different leagues. Trust me, but at least he has the experience of not having an O-line and still making things happen, and he has guys to where he can get the ball out of his hands.
Weapons. They got weapons. I like the Giants receiver core. I think they very well slept on.
Yeah, so
very well.
I think Shador would be a great pick. I don't think it's too high. I mean, I guess you can. I know you're a value guy, and value over draft, so I get you there. But I still don't think it's too high.
He's smart. If I look at this draft alone, then it's not. Yeah.
All right, we got to move on to the 4th pick, and with the 4th pick in the NFL draft, the New England Patriots. Shout out my boy Teddy. They pick. I think Kev started off this one, so it's my turn to start this one off. Why does it say Giants? All right, cool. The Patriots select Travis Hunter. This is where I have Travis Hunter going to the Patriots.
Facts.
Mike Vrabel, he played both positions. He played both sides of the ball. Now he played it sparingly. He played tight end. He played linebacker. They got a guy already, Marcus Jones, who plays corner. Then he comes on the offensive side of the ball. He's very explosive with the ball in his hand. I think they actually put Trav at receiver, though, to pair him with Drake May. And then on third downs, maybe some nickel, put Trav in and have him, Marcus Jones, and Christian Gonzalez, which would be a crazy three cornerback, lineup right there. Play some on passing downs. But I think Travis Hunter is a guy, a receiver, who with if he's coached well or coached right, like AJ said earlier, with his ball skills, he gets his route running refined and everything like that. I think he could be a top guy in this league at receiver. And I think what's very underrated about Travis Hunter is his jump ball ability. Those aren't 50-50 balls, in my opinion, with Travis Hunter. They're like 70-30, 80-20 balls with Travis Hunter. So I like the pick here for the Pats. I'm going Travis Hunter. And with that, we're going to go to AJ. AJ, who do you have the Pats picking?
So I got the Pats picking Abdul Carter. I got him falling right here to 4 to the Patriots. The Patriots were ranked last in sacks last season. So I will say if Travis slid this far, but I just don't have him sliding this far. I got him going number 2 overall. I think Abdul is still on the board because, like I said, I got the Giants taking Shador, and it lands right in the Patriots' lap. You need a guy that's going to come in and make an immediate impact, create havoc in the pocket, go get the quarterback, sack the quarterback. It would be nice to get a weapon, for your quarterback Drake May to pair alongside with Stephon Diggs. But at the same time, he's on the board. He arguably could be the best player in the draft, in all honesty, and I think he's impossible to pass up here when you don't get to the quarterback. So I got them getting Abdul Carter.
I like it, especially because you have Travis Hunter going to the Browns.
Oh, yeah,
Kev, your pick.
If Abdul is there, he's definitely getting taken. Oh yeah, I got Travis Hunter. This is exactly where he belongs. This is where he's going to go. If anybody knows how to go about this, it's Mike Vrabel, if you ask me. Not only has he done it, he has a direct line to the guy who's done it on numerous occasions. Julius Elderman, Troy Brown. I think Ty Law even played both sides a little bit. Not as much, but Deion Branch. You got many examples of this one direct, his coach, one of his mentors, or his main mentor, who's done this before. Of course, Travis is a different case because he's going to probably be, it's going to require more of usage rate for sure. And they don't have to fully rely on him as far as like him being the top corner and things of that nature when it comes to defense. They got Gonzalez. And receiver, they need receiver bad. Like, and he's a playmaker. I feel like it's a perfect fit. Like Drake May, he needs him a weapon, a number one guy he can count on. Yeah, I feel like it's a match made in heaven, to be honest.
All right, so I think we don't have any pushback here. So we're going to move on to the 5th pick in the draft, and that is the Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock. And AJ, with the 5th pick, the Jaguars select.
I got the Jaguars selecting Mason Graham, defensive tackle, Michigan. I think this is what they need. They also have some issues with their defensive front, so why not go get Graham from Michigan? First team All-Pro, All-American, first team All Big Ten. Right, I'm thinking the NFL. Thinking the NFL.
You made All-Pro in college.
That's crazy. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. No, 7 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. I just think he's a perfect guy to come in and fill that void for the Jags in the first round. I think it's a safe pick for him.
All right. Kev, Tony, I think it was Tony Buselli. He might not like you for that pick. But Kev, the Jags will select.
I agree. Mason Graham. He's the top ranked D tackle that's supposed to come off the board. It may be some people who may have some other guys ahead of him, but when you go across checking off everything that you're looking for, he's the guy for them. They seriously need help on the defense. I mean, I'm sure it's other places that they need help on, but that D line is one of the major holes that that's like, I think, top priority on their list. Even though this draft is deep for sure, but you want to take the best player. You not only want to take the best player, but you also want to fill a need as well. Because I feel like later on in the draft, you'll be able to fill those holes with some decent, talented players with that'll be available. So I agree with AJ Mason Graham.
All right, my pick. It's our first sweep. I also have Mason Graham, Michigan. He's a guy who he can wreak havoc in the middle. Now I know people were saying like this past year he didn't show up as much as he did when he had all that talent around him the year they won the Natty, but he still was solid. They were injured a bunch, and the defense honestly was Michigan's strong suit, and they were out on the field a lot because the offense they couldn't throw the ball. Offense was very run heavy, so the defense was on the field a lot. And Mason Graham still is one of the best players on that defense. Now, I think the best player on that defense was Will Johnson, who was out a lot of the year. But Mason Graham is, again, one of the most touted D tackles in this draft class. The Jags need a D tackle, in my opinion, very badly. I do think that Trayvon Walker did kind of step up on the edge last year. So he may have bought himself more time in Jacksonville. But I'm taking Mason Graham here at the 5th pick. And since we all sweep, we can move on to the Raiders on the clock. And with the 6th pick, and Kev, we're going to go back to you. With the 6th pick in the draft, the Raiders select.
You already know. Genty.
I think I'm shocking y'all. I'm shocking y'all with mine. I ain't know that.
They take a Genty here. Raiders. They one of those franchises who, through history, they have a certain type of players that they go after. They like the flashier type of player. You know what I'm saying? The guy who's going to test off the charts, freaking nature, things of that nature. Genty is the best player on the board. He's better than a couple guys that went ahead of him, but they know what Josh Jacobs meant to that team. They know what he meant. According to y'all board, Shador's gone, Cam Ward is gone. The next quarterback, most people would say, is Jackson Dart.
My guy, spoiler alert, he's my next quarterback.
The quarterback, the quarterbacks in this class aren't the cream of the crop. I do think that, spoiler alert, Jalen Milroe would be a look for them, possibly, but not right here. I'm just saying in general.
Okay, I was about to say.
That look was like, yo, no.
I'm saying in general, I'm saying like he fits a Raider criteria, like a guy that they would pick.
No, okay, I can agree with that. I can agree. Because what if you said the 6th spot about Anthony Richardson all over again?
Not at all. Maybe they was a trade back or something like that, but I don't think they would go that far. There's no way they passing on Genty. I feel like that's what they're going with. I know a lot of people have Shador going there because of the Tom Brady ties and stuff like that, but I still feel like they won't be able to pass. They're gonna be going through the battles, whatever. It's gonna be a battle, but that car is gonna have Genty's name on it. There's nobody pass that up. They need Josh Jacobs. That effect back in Oakland. If it's the what's it called it? The identity of how they want to play. They want to lead with the run.
All right, I'm gonna go into some comments and I'm about to shock y'all because I'm next. So I gotta go back a little bit. And Joe, you made me regret defending you, but he said the GOAT. So talking about the Jaden Daniels thing, he made me regret defending him. He didn't have an O-line in college. Talking about Shador. He did say yes, sir. I think he was talking about me bringing up Jaden Daniels, rookie of the year. Plus, the Giants' line is underrated. They always hurt. I don't know. They are hurt, but I don't know if they still underrated when healthy. Do y'all think coaches are hesitant to draft Shador even though it's not their decision because Dion might be a threat to their job? No.
No, I don't think
I don't think so.
I think it's more to it than that because you got to control the room.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
I get it to that.
Dion just signed a 6-year extension, if I'm not mistaken, to Colorado, and I think if he breaks it early because of that, he like owes them money or something.
Yeah. I go into that once Shador come off my board.
All right. He says Genty to the Raiders, which he agrees with you. I disagree because I'm about to tell y'all my pick. I'm going to skip one of your comments, Joe, because you're going to spoil one of my draft boards. And then he says worst rushing team in the league last year, plus Pete Carroll wanting to run the ball with Geno at quarterback, Marshawn 2.0.
That too. I left that out. Thank you, Joe.
I don't know if I agree with Marshawn Lynch 2.0. I don't know, but he do make
people
break a lot of tackles.
2.0. I think he's slightly different runner, but just
he break a lot of tackles, but I think the running style is different. My pick, 6 overall, Tatoya McMillan. University of Arizona.
I got
go mine. There go mine.
Okay. No, we here, AJ. We here.
We here, bro. We here.
Take him over Genty, bro.
Here's why.
Yeah, bro.
I feel like people slept on how well Sincere McCormack did for the Raiders late in that year. 1, 2, this might be just the UTSA guy in me because I've been watching a lot of UTSA football. Sincere McCormack did play at UTSA with Frank Harris, with Dante Cephas. Played with my guy. I was a Meat fan for like 3-4 years. They was winning Conference USA titles. They were tough. They lost to Troy in the Cure Bowl, lost me some money. But I'm a fan of Sincere McCormack. So I think that they go receiver here. I think that they can lean on Sincere McCormack if he stays healthy. I think he's a guy that can be a workhorse. I do believe in him. That's why I think they skip Genty. Also, I think this running back draft class is deep. So they can go later rounds. Spoiler alert, I don't have a Marion Hampton going in the first round. So they can double back, go get a Marion Hampton. They can double back, get a Ollie Gordon. They can get a really good running back in the second, third round and not really regret missing out on Ashton Genty. But I do think with losing Devontae Adams, having Jacoby Myers as your receiver, you do go and get a T-Mac who, again, another guy, those ain't 50-50 balls. Those 80-20, 90-10 balls. He can win deep routes. He can make contested catches. He can be a number one in this league, in my opinion. I think they go get T-Mac. AJ, I didn't even change it on my pick. AJ, the Raiders select.
Yeah, I got the same pick. Man. Go get Geno a weapon, man. Go get Geno. Because who you throwing the ball to out there?
Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers.
I mean, go get another one. That's how I see it, man. Stack it up for him, dog.
They're going to lead with the run, man.
I think he's the best receiver in this draft. I think it's close, but I think he's the best receiver in this draft. And I just think they go get a weapon for the quarterback they just brought in, man. Geno. That was honestly my thought process. That's really all I had. I think I got Genty going somewhere else. I thought about Genty, but I got Genty going somewhere else. And I'm not very pleased where I have him going.
Oh, we hear again. I think we're hearing again. I think we're hearing again.
We might be.
Genty ain't gonna be there that long. I'm sorry, but look though, but I get y'all premise on it. I get why y'all went receiver. It's just for me. It ain't no Jamar Chases in here. It ain't no Devontae Smiths. It ain't no. I ain't gonna say Devontae Smiths. Like.
Say his name, bro. I know you don't want to. Say his name.
Who? AJ Brown?
No.
Oh. Who?
Jettis?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Okay.
Zay Flowers?
I don't even be hating on Jettis no more, I swear. But like, it's none of those guys in this draft. I feel like it's solid guys there, but Genty is generational, bro. And I know that, running backs, but when you get a guy with this type of talent, it's no way he doesn't translate. And then he don't have no injury history. So it's like,
hey, bro, trust me, you are preaching to the choir. Genty, bro. I've been on Ashton Genty fan since UCF Boise State 2 years ago, bro. And I seen him doing everything from catching the ball out the backfield to running the rock. And he led Boise State to 2 Mountain West Conference championships and a playoff appearance in the first ever 12-team playoff. So trust me, I love me some Ashton Genty. I just think though they go and get a weapon for Geno.
I mean, but like I said, y'all make sense though. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. We're gonna see for sure.
I almost put Genty there. Not lying. I did almost put Genty there. Yeah, I did almost have Genty there.
We'll be up next.
So it's back on me. And the Jets are on the clock with the 7th pick. Sweet. And with the 7th pick, and by the way, I do stall before these picks. So I'm rewriting because we got limited banners. So I'm rewriting the same banner and changing it. The Jets select Will Campbell, LSU. Oh. I have the Jets picking up O-lineman here because that O-line stunk. And I do think with the versatility of Will Campbell, like Kev pointed out earlier, he's definitely a perfect fit here at 7. You could put him at guards, you could put him at tackle, and you could try to protect or maybe even, have him barrel over some guys for Justin Fields. Now, I know Justin Fields is a runner, so he can kind of avoid rushes if the O-line isn't the greatest still. But you still, even though you have a mobile quarterback, want to have an O-line for that mobile quarterback. And I think Will Campbell here makes sense. AJ.
Who do I have? I got Walter Nolan, Mississippi, defensive tackle. I think they go defense here. I think the Jets, they got a lot of different holes everywhere, man. I think the first thing they need to do is address their defense. And I like the prospect. So that's what I went with.
Okay.
With this pick, I feel you. I feel like the Jets defense is still good. I feel like they dealt with injuries last year. So I feel like the offensive side of the ball is the main focus. And
I agree.
If I'm not wrong, Joe Douglas is still there, right? Or did he get fired?
So he was like the GM, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know he was there, whatever. However,
The
whatever.
turnover with the Jets be crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, and then they another team.
Nah, he's not there no more. It's his
Oh,
former.
okay. They're another team, ironically, in New York that deal with that. This O-line thing hasn't been panning out. They've been trying throwing darts at the dartboard, but it hasn't worked out. I have them taking Amon Membo from Missouri.
Okay. The offensive tackle, right?
Yes, I
Yep.
feel like he could be a cornerstone left tackle. Also, he's arguably one of the best players. Like with the value right there, value wise, I feel like he fits right there. Because if I hear after this, it's a slight fall off from where we've been picking at as far as superior talent, from my opinion.
Yeah, I'm
So
not gonna lie. I said in the chat. Sorry to cut you off. I said in the chat, kid. I'm not really high on O line this year. So
yeah,
my guys
I
are
feel you.
him, Kelvin Banks, Will
Mhm.
Campbell, and Will Campbell to me is like one of the better of the three. So that's why I had him going first off the board. You had him first off the board too. So
Yeah, facts. So I think they take the next best offensive lineman, right here.
all right.
Strongly
So
believe.
me and Kev agree that the Jets should go offense first. We both agree offensive lineman. AJ, I don't know if I necessarily agree with D tackle with Quentin Williams. I know you want to have depth at D line. I get that, but I think the Jets' struggles are mainly offensively. I think the
Yes.
defense is still solid. They just on the
Not
field a lot, and like Kev said, they
That's
dealt with
fair. That's
injuries. They're
fair.
on the field a lot. Aaron Rodgers was not what they thought they were getting from Aaron Rodgers, so I think they got to go offensively.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
facts.
All right, so we're going to move on from the Jets. Was I first? Yeah, I was first this one.
Mm.
We're going to go to the Panthers,
Yes,
and
sir.
with the 8th pick of the draft, the Carolina Panthers select AJ.
So I think I might lose y'all here. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe not.
I feel like I got a little.
Maybe not.
I feel
Maybe
like,
not.
I feel like I got a little creative right here. So I got edge rusher Mike Green from Marshall.
I'm not mad at
It's a
it. I went
possibility.
defense
I'm not
too.
mad at
Yeah,
that.
I'm not mad at it. I went defense too, so I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at that.
I think bro got a lot. I think they also. I wouldn't be mad if somebody went offense for them as well. I wouldn't be mad for that, especially offensive line for Bryce Young. I'm not mad at that. But I don't know how you can ignore 22 tackles for loss, 17 sacks.
Hey,
and I understand.
And I stupid at Marshall.
I mean, I understand, Marshall, you don't play a lot of the best talent. I think that's the biggest knock. Similar to other players from the past, you don't, when you come from schools like that, you don't play the best talent.
Look, CTC, I got to cut you off. We respect the mid-major, the group of 5 on CTC, the Sun Belt talented conference.
Yeah,
so we gonna respect the Sun Belt. They won the Sun Belt championship.
Hey,
Shout out to them.
I'm just saying, when you do your research on them, that's what people saying. That's what people. That's the drawback.
I got you. I got stand for the group of 5, the mid-majors.
He's not the guy that had off the field issues, did he, or something like that?
Nah, that's James Pierce Jr. I think you're thinking of.
Okay.
From Tennessee.
But
yeah, I like Mike Green though. I love Mike Green though. I ain't gonna lie.
Strong, explosive, bends the corner well, and he talented. I think he got a lot of raw talent there. I think he could be a day one guy. I think he's gonna be hard to pass at that spot. So I got Mike Green there.
I ain't mad at you, Kev. Your pick.
Familiar faces. This is where your guy Tatora McMillan comes off the board for me. I mean,
I like that. I like that.
Shout out to all the Bryce Young lovers.
Yes, sir. Shout out.
They keep shuffling out these receivers. They got to hit on one. I feel like you said earlier, he's the best receiver on the board. I still think it's kind of high, really, but I feel like this is where they could comfortably take him without it seeming like a reach. It's just above top 10 in this draft. I mean, he's a heck of a talented receiver. He has the size. He should be able to battle with number 1 corners. So, and then he gives him a safety blanket, someone he can trust. He's no size deficiencies or anything like that. I think he gonna get the best offensive weapon other than Travis Hunter and Genty in the draft.
I like it. I'm not mad at it. Especially, I think they found something with Jalen Coker last year. Xavier Leggett in the second year. Adam Thielen's getting older. I do like it. But my pick, Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker out of Georgia. Versatile guy. I think he's going to be an edge mostly in the league, though. I think that's where he does his most damage on the edge, but he could move around. and I like it for his defense, who's already pretty solid. You just paid JC. Now go get him a guy and make him cover a little less. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a little off his plate. Let's, instead of covering for 4 or 5 seconds, let's bring it down to 2, 3 seconds. Go get you a Jalen Walker who is dominant when got a motor, and when he's locked in, he's tough to stop on that edge. So I really like Jalen Walker. I got him going to the Panthers. All right, now I can kind of
Jalen Walker.
I can read some comments. So, spoiler alert real quick, Kev, because Joe spoiled it. The next pick is the Saints. Joe said the Saints going to get Dart. That's what I have in mind. Spoiler alert.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, I'll explain when it's up to me. I mean, when it's on me. T-Mac drafted over Genty with Pete Carroll head coach. Nah, sorry, Joe. I got my reasons. He was saying that Joe Douglas got fired, which they did hire GM in January 2025, which is why I said the turnover to Jets be crazy. Mike Green is tough. I agree. He is a huge reason why he picked him in the conference championship game. Shout out to Joe. He did pick Marshall to win against Louisiana against me and won. And so shout out to him. He did come on my championship prediction show. And then he said Jalen Walker killed us. Absolutely did. I think it was him and Michael Williams that killed Texas in the regular season game and in the SEC championship game. But shout out Joe. With the 9th pick, the Saints select. And I think we're back on Kev. So, Kev, who do the Saints select?
Perfect timing. Shout out to Tomo and my boy Kellen Moore, Super Bowl champion Kellen Moore. First time head coach, former Philadelphia Eagle head coach. Let the ring shine, baby. With the first pick of Kellen Moore's first head coaching career will be none other than the one, the only, the greatest tighter, Jerry Jones, Shador Sanders, Lil Dion.
That's right. He's still on your board. That right.
Yes, sir. This is where he falls to, and I have him locked there. I'm not wavering from it. This is where he's going. This is where he belongs. He can actually turn around a franchise. A city like New Orleans needs a guy like him. They're going to embrace him. Dion, I'm sure Dion has ties to Kellen Moore. You know, there's the Dallas ties there. There's still a connection somewhere. There's still a tree somewhere around there. It's the perfect fit. Kellen Moore, former quarterback, who wasn't the most talented, but he's very intelligent, very crafty.
I love them at Boise State, bro. NCAA coverage with Kellen Moore on it, iconic.
Yes, and I feel like it's a perfect tie for Shador. Got Chris Olave over there. The Saints, I know a lot of people saying that they blowing it up, but it's talent with Saints. And people said it was crazy. I think, what's his name? Cameron Jordan came in there and said they can go to Super Bowl. It was crazy.
It was crazy.
But at one point, though, and look, we had arguments. It was week 2, but
no, bro, stop. Please stop. No.
Hey,
bro,
look, I'm not saying. I'm just saying in general, though. For a small snippet of a window, the Saints was kind of somewhat making noise in the league to show that, all right, we got talent here. We a little bit more than what the papers say, but I like the fit. I like the city. I like the environment. I feel like he gonna flourish down there with his new coach, head coach, and everything. It's a brand new start for both of them.
All right, so it's on me, and as I said, Joe already spoiled it with his comment. I have Jackson Dart. It's not because why Joe just said in the comments. Joe in the comments said it's a great fit for Kev, but the reason why he thinks Dart over him is because they haven't spent time with Shador while spending a lot with Dart, unless they think he'll get drafted early. I do think Shador is getting drafted early. But y'all know I've been raving about Jackson Dart if you've been in the college football chat before he got the hype. Jackson Dart has been my guy since USC. I used to wonder why Keaton Slovis was starting over Jackson Dart. And now I don't even know where Keaton Slovis is at this point. He was at BYU. He might be no longer playing football. No shot. It just is what it is. But I love Dart, man. He got moxie. He has arm talent. He's not afraid to get hit. He can run. I think he's a very underrated athlete. He definitely has athleticism. He can run the option. Very strong arm. I love Jackson Dart, man. And I think with the injuries to Derek Carr, especially I think something came out about his shoulder recently. So I think that Dart is a really good quarterback to put with Kellen Moore. I think he can kind of identify with Kellen Moore a little bit in New Orleans. So I'm going Jackson Dart. AJ, your pick for the
Ooh.
Saints.
Is that your Bo Nix of this draft?
Whoa. No, it is not. Do you
Not
not
like
remember
that.
how I felt about Bo Nix?
Not like that. Not the fit. I'm just saying how you came out of nowhere. It was like the
Oh
quarterback
yeah,
in
how
your
I felt like
head.
I didn't see anybody saying Bo Nix to the Broncos, and he
Yeah.
actually went to the Broncos. Like I said, I wouldn't say that because I'm hearing things about Dart to the Saints. So I ain't gonna say that. Like my Bo Nix to the Broncos thing was it was just a gut feeling. Like I felt like he's going to the Broncos. I wouldn't say that.
So I got the Saints going defense.
Okay,
I got the Saints going defense. I got them attempting to replace Marshawn Lattimore. I got them drafting Will Johnson right here.
Oh, that's tough.
I got them drafting Will Johnson right here. Will Johnson, I think he's the best corner in the draft.
He is.
Just from what I've seen, I think he's the best corner in the draft. You know, big, he's fluid, he got great anticipation. His pre-snap recognition is ridiculous. He's a smart football player, good tackler. He did have a season-ending toe injury, I believe.
I can't remember the injury, but I think it was after the USC game. I think that was his last game, and he had a pick six in that game.
Yeah. So you know, maybe that has people second guessing it, but I think he'll be back and ready come draft day. And I think he goes right here, man. I think he's the perfect replacement for Lattimore.
Hey, I like that with him and Alontae Taylor. I do like that. I like that a lot. Now, obviously, I had my Dart thing already said, so I ain't even think about that. But that's a good pick. Any pushback, kid, before we move on?
I like Will Johnson. I think this is slightly too early for him. And then it's this. I mean, like I said, I think Saints gonna prioritize quarterback. When you get a new head coach who's a former quarterback, you know where they're going. Like. That's why, even though I think Jackson Dart, I didn't see him going
That's
that
fair.
high.
I like that point, Kev. I ain't gonna lie.
And it's the fact that I didn't see Jackson Dart going that high, but if it's any team that's going to do it and can get away with it and it makes sense, it'll be the Saints. So that's why I would have had pushback on it, but I'm just like,
defense. They've been kind of defensive oriented lately anyway, so that's why I don't really have pushback on it.
I feel like they got talent on. Their defense, they've been known for their defense.
Yeah.
They've been explosive on offense, but they've been mainly known for their defense.
That's why I ain't got no pushback, and actually why I really like it, because you lose one of your best defensive players beside Cam Jordan and Marshawn Lattimore. That's why I really like it. And Joe, you about to get banned from the chat talking about from Carl's favorite school. You about to get banned from the chat, bro. And just also, because I show no bias on my show, don't mean you can start doing that.
True. Hey, and then I think it's tough to replace a top corner with someone coming off an injury like that. So I don't know.
It's one corner I think that can do it. It is him, though. I love Will Johnson, bro. I always say I dislike Michigan, but I gotta give Will Johnson his props, bro. Bro is just a baller. He's just a baller, bro. And y'all rarely give Michigan players props. So yeah. We can move on though. From the Saints, we go to the Bears, and I think we're back on AJ, or are we back on me? No, I think we're back on me.
I think it's you, yeah.
Yeah, we're back on me. The Bears are on the clock, and with the 10th pick, the Chicago Bears picked Kelvin Banks, tackle from Texas. Kev got some technical difficulties. We'll bring Kev back up whenever he's ready. But I got Kelvin Banks going to the Bears. The Bears desperately needs O-line. Like, it was pretty obvious last year. Now, they did sign some, but I think that they go young guy here tackle. I think you shore up that O-line. I think Roma Dunzier, DJ Moore is pretty fine. I was closely thinking Ashton Genty, but then I'm like, I do like Swift and Roshan Johnson, so I don't think they get Genty here. But I was thinking it, but ultimately I went O-line. The defense is pretty solid. The defense is actually really good. They just re-signed TJ Edwards. They still have Jalen Johnson. I love Jalen Johnson. The defense is really good. I think they go O-line here. AJ?
So again, this is gonna be another one where I know you like, really it's kind of high, but I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I think he goes here. So I got Malachi Starks going here, safety from Georgia.
That's super high.
Yeah, I know. It's
Nick?
I'm a fan, bro. I think he goes.
I'm a fan of Malachi Starks too. But Nick?
I hope
South Carolina.
I hope that he falls. I do, because if he falls,
I know. Georgia,
you know what I mean?
I know.
You know what I mean? That'd be great. But I love his score. Hey man, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. But no, I think the Bears need safety. I think they need the defensive help in general. But I feel like they need safety. He's got great football IQ, great feet, good ball skills. Um, challenges receivers real well downfield, sure tackler. I like him a lot, bro. I like
I
him a
like
lot. I feel like he's a player that I feel like he's one of those players. Every year in the draft, you have those players that get drafted late, and then the season starts, and it's like, bro, why did he go so late? I think he's gonna have that type of impact for Chicago, where guys gonna be looking like, dang, bro, like, well, if he gets drafted high, then it won't be. But if he gets drafted late, it's gonna be like, dang, he fell to that team, and he gonna have that type of impact.
I
So
like Malachi.
I know it's high. I know it's high. I knew you was gonna be like,
I like Malachi.
it's high, but I think bro is a baller.
I do too. And the crazy thing is, if I'm remembering correctly, which I know my mind ain't playing tricks on me, I remember Malachi starts being a corner early in his career and moving to safety. I hope I'm not tripping on that. But my boy Nick Amarui, I remember I was talking to my boy in the offseason who's a Gator fan. He was like, "Who do you think the best player on this South Carolina defense is?" And I said Nick Amarui. And he's just a dog. I think he's the best safety in his draft class. Now, it could be some South Carolina players.
Really?
I'm a South Carolina fan, but I think it's high for Malachi, man. 10 is kind of high.
I know
But
it's
Kev,
high.
give me a thumbs up if you good. All right, cool. We about to bring Kev back. And with the 10th pick, the Bears select.
Who do I have? Shoot, let me mess up. Oh, who's your guy? Who did y'all just say first? Because
I said Kelvin Banks. AJ said Malachi Starks.
Kelvin Banks. Then I had Kelvin Banks falling a little bit. This is where I see the Bears try to get back and chase that. They missed out on his defensive lineman. In the draft type situation. I think this is where Mike Green comes off on my board. I think they need an
Okay.
elite pass rusher.
Dang, what's my dog name? He played at Michigan State before he went to Mississippi State, and I can't think of his name right now. Oh, Montez Sweat.
Yeah, I still got Montez, but I mean, they want some new, fresh guys, and then it's a different type of edge rusher. Montez isn't a speed rusher, He's more of the balanced guy who can get after the quarterback and still play the run. Mike Green is a straight up headhunter. So I feel like they need that. They need an anchor. And I feel like all the offensive linemen are gone. So the next best thing is to bolster up. They got the weapons on offense. Defensively, I like their secondary still. I like their linebackers. I feel like D line should be their number one focus.
I was telling AJ too. I like their secondary. I forgot. Shout out Tyreek Stevenson from the U. I forgot about him. I like him, even though he had that bonehead play against the Commanders on the Hail Mary. I'm not gonna let that define who you are as a player. I know you're better than that. You just had a lapse of judgment. But yeah, I like the Bears secondary as well. I just think that they need to bolster up that O line. And yes, I know they made moves to do that, but I think Kelvin Banks helps with that as well.
Yeah, I think I actually did look at him there, but I look at him and I look at Mike Green. I'm like, Mike Green is like here. Like I put Mike Green in like another tier than him.
I respect it though. I respect it. I had Mike Green coming off. Ooh, I kind of got him. He's coming off my board in the first round. But
I got you.
Next, we have the 49ers on the clock, and we're back on AJ. So AJ, with the 11th pick, the 49ers select. Oh my God, I forgot. Hold on. Go ahead. It's going to be up in a second.
I think the Niners address offensive line right here. He has not come off my board just yet. I know he came off both of yards already, so I got Will Campbell right here from LSU.
Respect.
I think he's the best left on the board. I think he's going to be impossible to pass up. I think they need offensive line help, and he's the perfect guy for it. Real good hands, strong hands at that. Real good feet. I like this pick for the Niners.
I like it too. If Will Campbell was still on my board, that's where he would be. Kev.
If I ran 10 mock drafts, 10 drafts, I think 7 to 8 times out of that 10, this is where Jalen Walker walks off the board. It's been too
He's
many.
off my board already.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying in general, like the 49ers, I just feel like this is like their pick. I know it's been a lot of speculation on what position is he going to play in the league. I know you mentioned about him.
I think he's gonna be an edge. Yeah, I think he's gonna be an edge.
A lot of people say they think he can play off-ball linebacker, outside linebacker. I just feel like he fits the attitude of the 49ers, and with what's the linebacker name? Middle linebacker. Fred
What you talking
Warner.
about, Patrick Willis? Oh, I
No,
thought you were
Fred
talking about
Warner.
a
I'm
throwback
just
player. My
saying,
bad.
Fred Warner still who he is, but he deals with a lot of injuries. Like he's in and out the lineup. And they known for their defense, and they always known to have one to two great linebackers. Um, and I feel
And
like this,
they lost Dre Greenlaw, right? I forgot where he went, but he did leave, right?
yeah, yep. I think it went to Dallas. I don't know, I can't remember.
I don't think he went to Dallas. I'm looking. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I feel like this is where he comes off the board. If he can go anywhere and they can
He went
kind
to the
of
Broncos.
okay. He can go anywhere, get drafted this early. I feel like the 49ers is the perfect fit. They got Robert Saleh back, right? No.
I don't know if he went back to that coaching staff. I can also look that up.
Um, it's the perfect fit. Every time I'm doing my
Yep, he's
scenarios,
back on
that's
the
what.
49ers.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, they want to get back to that defense. The defense took a big dip last year.
I
Um,
like it. And I'm
so
also going defense, but I'm
mhm,
not going that position.
okay.
I'm going Will Johnson here, cornerback, Michigan. They lost Tavarius Ward. Very sad reason why they lost Tavarius Ward. I honestly respect why he left because going through that, I can't imagine how that feels. So I can't tell you not to be in a city where that has happened to you at.
Oh,
So
what happened?
his
You can't talk about it.
wife lost a child, and he said it's hard to be
Oh,
in Santa Clara because it brings back
okay.
memories of that.
It reminds him.
So
Yeah. It's tough. Yeah.
so definitely can show nothing but sympathy to that. But they got to replace him at cornerback, and I think Will Johnson is the guy that can do it at cornerback. Him and Lenore will be a good tandem, in my opinion. So I'm going here with Will Johnson.
Okay.
All right. So, real quick, let me show Dave some love. This is his team. Um, in the comments, he said Joe's funny. Joe said they want to draft the kicker because of the Jake Moody third round thing, which now they're bringing in competition
Okay.
for that. That's hilarious. He says, get out of here, Joe. San Francisco with the eye emoji. He says he's not mad at your pick, AJ, with Will Campbell. And let me know if I got to speed this up, AJ. He said Fred Warner was injured and didn't miss a game, which is very true. He did fight through all of it. Joe laughs. He was saying that Robert Salah is back. And Dave said he likes the Will Johnson pick. He also would like Jahdae Barron from Texas, which I think I got him coming off the board shortly. And
I
Joe
like
said
him
Will
too.
Johnson would be a great pick. I love Jahdae Barron. He was locked down. All
Yeah,
right.
I like him too. Yeah.
Next, we have the Cowboys on the clock. And I believe, Kev, you are first for the Cowboys, which Tomo might hate me for, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. Cowboys on the clock. Kev, who do you have the Cowboys picking? Why does
I
that say
struggle. I struggle with this because of all the guys I had come off the board, and I'm sitting there looking at who do Cowboys need. I mean, they could take a receiver to go along with what you call it. I've had a couple spots where I had them taking the number one tight end because it just happened to still be on the board. Because Dallas has always had a great tight end. Um, I believe what's his name is still there.
Tyler Warren? Oh, you talking?
No,
Do you
tomorrow
have that?
that play for Dallas, the tight end.
Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, Jake Ferguson. I think he's a good tight end, whatever. But I feel like Dak doesn't trust him enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he gives him the just do of targets that he should get. Um, but I ended up going with a typical Dallas pick, Shamar Stewart here. Why you laughing, bro?
Because it is a typical Dallas pick. That's why I'm
Yes.
laughing.
Like, I mean, he fits the bill for a Jerry Jones type of pick. You take this guy who has all the traits and this, that, and the third, and let
All right,
him.
we got to speed it up.
My bad, yeah.
No,
And
no,
then I
no.
also
That's
thought,
not to you. It's just for
yeah,
everybody. So we're going to give a pick, brief reason, keep it
yeah.
pushing.
I also thought about it because I mean he's like a hybrid in the sense like he can rush the passer, but he also is good against the run. He reminds me, he's not quite that, but who's the guy that left?
You talking about edge rusher?
Yeah.
You got Michael Williams. You got James Pierce Jr.
No,
You
no, no.
got,
I'm talking about that was for them for the run. Lawrence.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence. They need a replacement for him, and Mike is already speed rusher, so they need a guy that can do both. So that was like my most logical fit for them, to be honest with you.
All right, my pick. I was gonna go O line, but like I said, I'm not that high on the O-line this year. I'm going Ashton Genty. Running back.
I knew it, bro. I knew it, bro.
As you said it. I'm going Ashton Genty, explosive running back, breaks a lot of tackles. So even though their O-line is not that great, he can make up for that. And if Rico Dowdle, shout out South Carolina, can get 1,000 yards with that O-line, I think Genty can as well. So give me Ashton Genty.
Yeah, bro. Ashton Genty was my pick here. And I hope it don't happen because I'm a big fan of his. And I think he's going to be a guy that come in and be nice right off the bat. I think the Cowboys need a little bit of offensive line help too. Losing Zach Martin just retired. But Genty would be the guy. And I feel like if he falls to this spot, there's no way Jerry Jones is going to be able to resist that pick, bro. Like, it's Dallas. I feel like he's going to make that pick. So I got Genty going there.
All right. And so we're going to move on to the Dolphins. Real quickly, with the Dolphins on the clock, my pick is Armand Membo, tackle Mizzou.
I'm glad you pronounced it because we share the same one and I was gonna struggle. So I'm glad you went first.
Armand Membo from Mizzou because Tua definitely needs offensive line help going through multiple concussions. You want to keep him upright, and so I think he's the best O lineman left on the board. So give me Armand Membo. AJ.
I had the same reasoning, man. Honestly, to be real with y'all, Tua is their quarterback. I said, all right. I think for every draft I do for the Dolphins, I go look for the highest rated offensive lineman left on the board every time. You can't bolster up the offensive line enough for Tua. So I went with the same guy.
Kev.
Well, I mean, all the top offensive linemen except for
Kelvin Banks.
Yep, Kelvin Banks is gone. He was an option. But I think this is where Derek Harmon comes off the board to Miami.
Okay, Oregon, D tackle.
Yep. I have them taking him. So, I mean, Tua needs the protection, but I just feel like when you do the value thing, I'm like, you want to take the best guy on the board, this type of draft that is. I feel like Harmon's value will be most likely to hit than Banks. That's just my opinion.
And they lost Christian Wilkins last year, so I like it. I'm with AJ though. With Tua, beef up that O-line as much as possible. Next, the Colts are on the clock. AJ, who did the Colts select at 14?
I got the Colts selecting Tyler Warren.
We are here, bro.
Yeah, I got them going Tyler Warren at Penn State, man. They comparing that boy to Jeremy Shockey. One of my favorite tight ends. I feel like don't get the shine that he deserves. But the playing style is very similar. The man's a gamer, bro. He doesn't shy away from contested catches, sure hands, physical guy, tough, super competitive. He got aura. He got a lot of aura, bro. I rock with bro. So I got him going to the Colts right now.
I can't agree with that. But go ahead, Gabe.
It's a sweep.
Okay.
This is where I have him. He's a Colts type of pick. I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's no way you pass up on him. He's the best offensive weapon available. You probably still try to figure out what's going on at quarterback with the Anthony Richardson situation. But, I mean, if you're looking at talent, it's no brainer. Like, I mean, I know he's a tight end, but
he's more than a tight end, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
he's so versatile.
He is the one. And then you got Shane Steichen still running that show, so why not?
Yeah, he's so versatile. And that's why I went with him. Versatile. I like Mo Ali Cox, but Mo Ali Cox and Tyler Warren. And Tyler Warren can do so much. You can use it. Well, you got Anthony Richardson, so you don't really need him for a quarterback team, but you can. He was even doing like some wildcat stuff at Penn State. Like he was doing it all at Penn State. So I like the versatility there, and that's why I went Tyler Warren. So that's my pick. So we sweep there. Next, we have the Falcons on the clock, and we are with Kev on the clock. Who do the Falcons select?
This is when, the no-fly zone comes into play. Will Johnson to the Falcons.
I was thinking
some Ajae Terrell.
That's nasty.
Yep. Falcons, they already been throwing their darts to the dartboard as far as offensive talent. It's time to, get that defense all the way shored up. Will Johnson, this is where he comes off the board for me. He's one of those guys, like one of the few teams that I have him almost locked to them. So,
yeah. So my pick, I was thinking Jahdae Barron because of what you said. Ajae Terrell, Jahdae Barron would be tough, but I ultimately went Michael Williams, backyard Georgia Bulldog, edge rusher. get to the quarterback, make them not have to defend as much, which will make AJ Terrell a lot better. So I think Michael Williams is my pick at 15.
I got edge rusher from Boston College. I'm gonna need
Donovan.
your help. Yeah,
Donovan.
I went Donovan here. I think they need
I think
help
it's
on
Donovan as a rookie.
Yeah,
As a
yeah.
rookie.
There it is. Even if it wasn't, I wasn't gonna get that right. So
it's all good.
As close as we could get.
Like tied with first or tied second in the nation with sacks.
Yep. So close as we can get. But no, like him for that. Like him at that spot at 15. Solid coming off the edge. I think they need help on the defensive front, especially at the edge rusher position. So that's where I went with it.
I think it's kind of rich, but yeah, I'm not mad at it. I only said it because they got really. I'm not mad at that. I can't be too mad at it. Go ahead.
Next on the board is the Cardinals on the clock, and it's my pick with the Cardinals select to me Mike Green out of Marshall. Now they do need secondary help, but again, what helps the secondary the most at pass rush, which I think that gets them that's what they need too. I think they need a pass rush. So I love Mike Green here. I think this is like low key a steal for the Cardinals at 16. Mike Green. So
Jonathan Gannon, perfect fit.
Yep. So I got Mike Green here. AJ.
My bad. I'm trying to get it. So yeah, they need secondary help. I got them getting Jade Berrien right here. I think you said it for me, Carl. They need the help at that position. I view him as one of the top rate quarterbacks and corners in the class. I don't think he's as talented as Will, but I think he's the next best thing in this class. So I got them going there.
Yeah, I think he's more athletic than Will, but I think Will's the better corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
I think Will's more technical, more anticipation,
more cerebral.
I
like Mike Green there. Actually, I had Mike Green going to the Bears, but in my other mock, I had Banks going to the Bears, and I had Mike Green going to the Cardinals. But since Mike Green is off my board, I have Jaheed Campbell going off the board right here.
Linebacker. Okay, Cardinals. Like it.
Yes. He can play both. He's versatile. He's a Jonathan Gannon pick. Perfect fit.
Respect. Short, sweet. I love it. Respect. Especially because we got to rush through this thing. All right, next on the board, we have the Bengals. And we are on, I think, AJ Bengals select.
I got Campbell going here. I got Jaheed Campbell going here. Jahad Campbell from Alabama. Yeah. Same reasons, bro. And I just, as soon as Bengals on the clock, I went defense, bro. I went looking for defense. They need offensive line help always too. He's not Tua back there, but he get beat up like he Tua, which is crazy, Joe Burrow. You could have went online here. I wouldn't be mad if somebody did, but I just went defense. I think you could get somebody at just about every position, whether it be edge rusher, linebacker, or corner, rarely corner. But I went with the best linebacker available. Like you said, he versatile, could do a bit of both, create pressure on the quarterback. So that's what I did there, Campbell.
Kev?
This is when Mikael Williams come off the bill for me.
You're going to edge too.
Yep. I got them taking edge. All the great off. I mean, Banks is still there, I believe, with my as far as this draft goes. I think Banks is still there, but I feel like Mikael Williams, you can't pass on him right there.
Yeah, not at 17.
That level of talent, but it's like a steal, if you ask me. So
I agree.
Yeah, so that's me right there.
Mine is James Pierce Jr., Tennessee. Why? Athleticism off the edge. He's so fast off that edge. And again, with a division with a Lamar Jackson, you need a guy with speed off that edge. And I think that James Pierce Jr. matches that. Now, the only reason why I think James Pierce Jr. is even available this low is because apparent character issues off the field, or he's coming off the board way higher than this. But because of that, I think this is a steal for the Bengals. They go James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee.
Okay. Once you see where I see got him going.
Oh Lord, you got him going to the Eagles, don't you?
No. He ain't make it that far. All
right. Seahawks on the clock. Seahawks on the clock. It's Kev's pick. Kev, who do the Seahawks get?
I kind of struggle with this, but not really. With all the departures leaving, I feel like this is where the second receiver comes off the board. I thought about it for a second. I thought about the Ohio State ties. I was like, should I go that way? And I said, nah, it's a little too rich for that. But you know what I went? I was thinking, everybody thinking DK. I'm thinking, who was there longer than DK? Tyler Lockett. Oh shoot, Matthew Golden. Why not him go in? Why doesn't he go in? Why not? I like the
Respect.
fit. I like the fit.
Respect. I went to
Yep.
Mecca Buka. I went to Ohio State Connection. I ain't gonna lie, I did.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I did. I went to Ohio State Connection. I said, yup, this is where JSN get his boy back. Hey, JSN and Mecca Buka was a nice little duo at Ohio State, man. So
Okay.
I think this is where they reunite. They lost DK, they lost Tyler Lockett, like you said. And I said, why not bring the Ohio State Connection back? AJ?
I got Golden as well, same as Kev. They got that boy Darnold over there, bro. One thing that made Darnold good last year is he had two, I believe, arguably two number ones out there in
I
Minnesota.
don't think nobody gonna argue that.
Yeah, so you don't think nobody gonna argue against it or argue for it?
Against it.
Okay,
Might go to
yeah.
Anderson.
So you want to go get it? You want to go get another guy to pair alongside with JSN? So I went with Golden to help him out. He gonna need as much receiver help as he can get. So I went with Golden there.
Yeah, we all went receiver. I just went to Ohio State Connection. I ain't gonna lie. All right, Bucks are on the clock, and it's my pick. So with the Bucks, 19th pick, I got Jahad Campbell. Jahad Campbell drops to the Bucks. Like y'all said, versatile guy. Play middle backer, play all ball backer, he play edge. He can do it all. I think mainly though he's gonna be a backer in the league and learning with Levante David. He could potentially, take over when Levante David leaves because Levante David, like Kev said earlier about Myles Garrett, a little long in the tooth. So I think he learns from a great pro in Levante David who had a great career. If you ask me, Jahad Campbell's off the board. AJ.
We at 19, right?
Yep, Bucks.
I got James Pierce Jr. here. I think they also need. I think both of y'all got him going a little higher here. So I got him.
Kev, he's still on Kev's board. I got him off at the Bengals.
Got you. Okay. So yeah, I got him. According to your board, I got him sliding a bit here. I think he's a good fit for their system and what they got going on. They need edge rusher help. And if I'm not mistaken, compared to what I had, I think he's the best edge rusher left available on my board. So I got them going edge there with James Pierce Jr.
I don't know. He might be though.
I'm not mad at that. I would pause on
Shamar Stewart's still on both our boards.
I
like James Pierce more though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
but
I
others
like James Pierce more.
I think it's close though. I think it's close.
For me, it's the fit. I don't see his fit in the Todd Bowles system. That's just my opinion. I feel like he's gonna fit more with that 3-4 whatever type of Todd Bowles. He's aggressive, but maybe not. But this is where I have my man calls one of his top schools.
Oh my God! If you say Kenneth Grant,
no, not as
it's because of the school you said.
No, the USC, not the USC, but the other USC.
South Carolina. Don't ever disrespect us by the way, like by saying that. Nick, I'm a
I got Nick Amendola going here.
Nick, I'm a boy, my boy.
He is a freak of nature. If you want somebody who can somewhat be I would say a replica, but like in Baltimore, your boy
Hold on now.
Huh?
No, keep going,
don't
get me old now. I'm on my right now.
Going now.
Yes, sir. I'm drawing a blank on his name. I know his name, I'm just drawing a blank.
I know you ain't saying Kyle Hamilton.
Yes, Kyle Hamilton, yes. This guy I don't think there's any fugaziness with this pick right here. I feel like he's the perfect pick. I like Starks as a player, but this guy fits the Bucks, if you ask me, especially in
I like that fit. I don't know if he's Kyle Hamilton, but I like that fit.
He's not Kyle Hamilton. I'm just saying in general, though. The guy with the size and the speed.
Okay. Because you know what I'm saying? I don't know about that.
No, he ain't Kyle. He ain't Kyle. No, he's not a Kyle at all.
Got you.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna move on from the Bucks, and I'm starting to. All right, we're on the Broncos, and we are on AJ. Broncos select AJ.
I think they go get another receiver. I think they go get Luther. What is it? Luther Burden
the third.
Luther Burden the third. I think they go get him. I think they go get your boy another weapon. I'm saying your boy playfully, Carl.
Hey, Luther Burden the third, my boy.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about.
I know. Bo Picks.
Yeah, Bo Picks. I think they go get him another weapon and help him ascend. And this, I think Bo Picks. I think he's gonna be straight next year. But I think they get him another weapon at receiver. I think that's where they go.
Kev.
I had two scenarios. I was choosing between Loveland here, but I think I ran with Ja'Day Byrne. This is where he comes off the board for me. Yes.
Oh
yes, I know Baby will love that for sure. You got PS2 already.
Riley Moss, my boy.
Yep. And then you go get Jade. No fly zone. He needs
I
a
went different than both of y'all. I
yeah.
went running back. I went
Oh,
Caleb
really?
Johnson. I went Caleb
Ooh.
Johnson.
Oh,
I
okay,
love
okay,
Caleb
okay.
Johnson, bro. I really do. Bro, when your college is not known for putting up 40 points, but as a running back, you're the main reason why you scored 6 40-point games. You told that rock. And
Yeah,
he's
that's
a
true.
tough-nosed 3-down back. I saw mock draft. The only one I saw had Amarion Hampton here. I thought they're not going back to that North Carolina experiment. Javonte Williams has been kind of underwhelming to both me and Kev. I love Amarion Hampton, though. I really do. Really good at breaking tackles, really good in open field, and can actually receive the ball out of the backfield and block. But I thought they go Caleb Johnson, 3-down back, workhorse. I'm going Caleb Johnson here.
Mm.
Next.
That's the old school Broncos pick right there.
Yeah, next. We're going with a team who got Negro Jeff Fisher
Who go first?
and the Steelers. And I think Kev is on the clock first. So, Kev, the Steelers select.
Huh. I had two options here. I stuck with the same school, but I think I'm gonna lean towards Jackson Dart. This is where he comes off the board.
You are disgusting. I'm about to kick you off this show. Go ahead.
Hey, it is what it is, cuz. First of all, his whole makeup, how he's built and everything, he's similar to two other players that's in the league. Similarly, this is how he's built. Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson. The Steelers was supposed to take Jalen Hurts. That's where he thought he was going. And then Russell Wilson just left. So they're going to get their young guy, who they probably felt they probably should have had all this time. And they need quarterback. I struggled with it because I was thinking like, do they need to take quarterback? And then I saw what's his name, Walter Nolan. I feel like he's a Steelers pick, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna go with Jackson Dart. I feel like he's the guy. He
All right, my
fits
pick.
Pittsburgh.
My pick. I want Shamar Stewart. I feel like here at 21, this is a Steeler pick. Especially with, I don't believe in the rumors of TJ Watt leaving, but with those rumors, you do want to have a guy that's going to maybe replace him. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying Shamar Stewart is TJ Watt. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But you do want an edge rusher if you do lose TJ Watt. And with him dropping to 21, I do think that this is a very, very good value pick for the Steelers and their defensive-oriented team. Now, I do agree with your quarterback scenario, okay, but my three quarterbacks are off the board. And so I don't think they're going to take a Jalen Milroe, Quinn Ewers, or anybody else in the first round.
Nope.
So I went
Nope.
Shamar Stewart.
Jackson Dart in Pittsburgh. Carl, how you like it?
I'd be pissed. Jackson Dart's my guy. I'm going to be so mad. Go ahead, AJ.
I got Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart in Pittsburgh, man. I like his game. And I liked it even more when he said he mimicked his game after my boy Jay Hurts. And I said, okay, yeah, he one of the ones there. He one of the ones. If he out here trying to play like the Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, former All-Pro, I could keep going. Steelers got to go get a quarterback, bro. They got to go get their guy. I'm not continuing to wait on Aaron Rodgers. I think he falls perfectly in this spot for the Steelers. I don't think anybody reaches on him before the Steelers. I would hope not. And I think if they get a whiff that somebody is going to take him early, I think they should contemplate trading up. That's how serious I am about making sure they get him. So I got Dart going there at 21 to the Steelers.
All right. We're going to move on quickly before y'all irritate me. We're going to the Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers are on the clock, and I think it's on me. And my pick for the Chargers, Jahdae Barron out of Texas. I have Jahdae Barron going to the Chargers to pair up with Asante Samuel Jr. Maybe move Mike Davis in the slot. But I think Jim Harbaugh goes defense here. He bolstered up that O-line for Justin Herbert. I think Jim Harbaugh likes his receiving core with Lad McConkey, and he didn't resign James Palmer, which he really rarely was using them for real. But I think he likes those guys. And Quentin Johnston's on a prove-it year at this point. And I think he likes his running back situation with Najee. They went and got Najee, so I think they go get cornerback Jahdae Barron, AJ.
Yeah, I got I'm gonna have a hard time pronouncing his name. Receiver from Ohio State, Emeka. Yeah, I got. Dang, you said that quick. Emeka Ibuka. I got him going there. They may believe in their receivers. I don't. Besides the rookie, McLeod. He's the only one I believe in. Everybody else is like, I would go get another weapon at receiver. So that's what I'm doing. There. They can there's some other positions they can improve. I think they can improve that defensive secondary as well. I like that pick. He's just off my board. You had Berrien, right? Yeah, he's off my board. Yeah. So if he's there, I wouldn't be mad at that. But he's off my board, so I went receiver there.
Yeah, I feel like they can also, if they want to, they can go receiver later on in the draft. Kev.
I like AJ's thoughts. I struggle between Loveland and Ohio State guy.
Emeka Egbuka.
Yep. What you said. I'm going with Emeka Egbuka.
All right.
They need receivers.
All right. So that off the board, we're going with the Packers. I think I struggle with this pick too. The Packers are on the clock. AJ, who does Green Bay select?
Green Bay is looking to get rid of Jair Alexander. That's what the rumor has been for a good minute. So I got them going corner, and I got them going Kentucky corner, Maxwell Harrison. He's another corner that I like. I think he got a lot of like pizzazz about him too. A lot of aura. Guy that can make plays fast, speedy, quick, ball skills exceptional. So I like him at that pick for Green Bay. I think he got the same kind of like moxie as Jair without as much trash talk, but he just gives me that vibe almost. So I think that's where they go with that pick.
I like Kentucky defensive players of recent years. I'm not too mad at Maxwell Harrison. I think the reason why he jumped so high though was because of his 40, but I'm not too mad at it. Kev?
I feel like this is a little rich, but I struggle with this one because my Green Bay pick, 2 ones that I have on file, both of my guys are gone. So I'm gonna go with the guy that's still on the board, James Pitts Jr. This is where he comes off the board for me.
I went edge too.
Because it need an edge. James Pitts Jr. He's the best edge left available. He get out the quarterback. I don't think he specifically fits Green Bay. I don't really see him in Green Bay, but this is where edge guy comes off the board. All my corners are gone. I think you go at Harrison. I think that's a little too rich, but yeah, you can't pass on Pearson. You just can't. No way.
All right, so my pick is Donovan Ajae, from Boston College. Coming off the edge, I think this is a great value pick at 23. Him being here this long, I think Green Bay has to go here. I'm not mad at Maxwell Harrison. I have another corner in front of Maxwell Harrison, in my opinion, but I think they go edge as well and go Donovan Ajae. Next, we go from Green Bay to the Vikings. The Vikings are on the clock. Who we on? We on Kev pick. Vikings on the clock. Who do the Vikings get, Kev?
This is where the Bulldog comes off the board. This is where Starks goes. This is where Starks belongs. Yep, he goes to the Vikings to make some plays.
That's funny. So I went safety too. Real quickly, running short on time. We're gonna say our pick. Vikings select Nick Amarui, South Carolina. They lost Cam Bynum. Here comes Nick.
I was gonna say the same thing. They lost Cam Bynum. I went safety Xavier Watts from Notre Dame.
Oh, I love Deuce Watts. I love Xavier Watts. I think he led the league in interceptions. Not the league, the country in interceptions like 2 years ago.
I'm not mad.
I love Xavier Watts. I like Benjamin Morrison too. I don't know why he's not as high. Next, we have the Texans on the clock. I think I'm first for this one. And the Texans, I want to say I went O-line for this. I'm not looking right now. Yeah, I did. I did go O-line for them. Now, I went Josh Simmons, Ohio State, because he's probably like the best available right now at this late in the draft. They lost Laramie Tunsil. They got to get a tackle. I went Josh Simmons.
I also went Josh Simmons. Same reasons.
Kev.
I still got Kelvin Banks on the board. That's where he goes, and that's where he belongs.
Respect.
I see him in Houston.
Respect. All right, AJ, we are on to you, and the Rams select
Jalen Walker, linebacker, Georgia. I think he goes here
too. Lasted that long?
Yeah, he slid quite a bit. At least for me on my board.
It can happen.
He slid quite a bit for me on my board, and I think he slid to the perfect destination because I don't think the Rams need much offense. I think they need defense, and they need help in that run game as well because they can't stop the run and save their lives, especially when they're playing Saquon. So why not go get a premier linebacker if he's still there? So that's where I'm going.
Just Kev, you on the clock.
Man, my lock for the Rams was James Pierce Jr. That was my lock, but he off my board now. So therefore, I make the pivot, and I'm going Boston College. Donovan Iraku. He's going there.
We got you. Boston College. My pick, cornerback, Azariah Thomas Florida State. That's who I have over Maxwell Harrison. I love Ajae Thomas from Florida State. I think he's a really good cornerback. So I think they go corner. There we go. Next, and I'm sorry, I'm swiping this first. We have the Ravens on the clock. We have the Ravens on the clock. I'm sorry, I don't care about the order. I'm going first. With the Ravens on the clock, I have a selected Derek Harmon, Oregon.
Oh, he haven't gone for me. Yep, I like that though.
I think this is just another Ravens value pick, just like Nate Wiggins was last year. Think him blasting this long. Ravens say, "Oh my God, we got a D tackle with his caliber this late." Derek Harmon, AJ.
My bad. One hot second. Okay. I don't know if you're gonna like this pick, Carl. I got y'all taking Shamir Stewart right here, edge rusher. Texas.
I'm mad at that either. The Shamar Stewart's off my board. That's definitely another Ravens value pick.
Yeah, that's how I view it. You know, bolster up that defensive line some more.
Well, he might not like mine because on my board, what I have left is Talik Williams. That's who I have going to Baltimore.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
It is.
I don't know, bro.
It's either him or I had y'all taking the guard Tyler Booker. So
just hold on to that name. Next.
Yeah.
From the Ravens, we go to the Lions. I'm not gonna snatch this one, even though I kind of wanted to. But AJ, Lions, select.
Another early exit in the playoffs. Not playing. Texas A&M edge rusher. Texas A&M edge rushers going back to back. I got yep. I got Nick. What is it? Scorton.
Yeah, Nick Scorton.
You know, I think they need the defensive line help. I know they're getting your boy back, Aiden Hutchinson back. But I don't know how long it's going to be before he's back. If he's going to be ready at the start of camp right away.
He said he was going to be ready for the Super Bowl if they made it.
That's true. He did say that. But I feel like it don't help to bolster up that defensive line. I saw some mocks had them going offense. I don't think they really need any more offense, in all honesty. So I looked at defense and I like their corners. So that's the position I went with.
Kev.
I got one guy, Gray Zabel. He fits the coach. They're like a match made in heaven. North Dakota State.
All right, cool. All right, my pick was Kenneth Grant, D tackle out of Michigan, another Michigan guy. They do need help on the interior and exterior, so I went D tackle. Okay. Next, not Lions. We have the Commanders, and that's Kev to start. Commanders.
Walter Nolan,
D tackle.
This is where it goes. I hate to see it, but it is what it is. Walter Nolan. I like Scorton, but Walter Nolan.
I went Matthew Golden.
Oh,
I went Matthew Golden.
If he slide that far, bro,
you got a speedster with JD.
No
way. You pair that with Debo and Terry McLaurin. I went Matthew Golden.
He better be gone by that time, bro. He better be gone. I got edge rusher from Georgia, Mikael Williams.
What? He's still here?
Yeah, he's still on my board. He's still on my board, bro. He's still on my board, bro. So
I think he goes before Nick Scorton. Yeah. For sure.
I got him going there, man. We're
moving on to the Bills, and I'm first for the Bills. My Bills pick is Maxwell Harrison. They lost some cornerback depth, and I just spelled the Bills with two S's by accident. They lost a lot of pieces on defense. So I went Maxwell Harrison to help that defense. AJ.
I went Trey Amos.
Ole Miss,
cornerback Mississippi or Ole Miss.
Same thing. Mississippi, Ole Miss.
Okay, yeah, I'm about to say what the same Mississippi, but that's why I went. I think they need the corner help. I think he's the only guy left remaining that I would draft.
Ajae Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kev.
Well, Carl, I'm right behind you. I took Kenneth Grant right here.
Okay, respect.
I saw receiver though, but my receiver's gone, so that's what I'm going with. Kenneth Grant.
All right, next. The Chiefs on the clock. And I think that is Kev.
Yeah, I had them taking the opposite of what y'all took. So either Booker or so I got them taking Booker.
So me?
Yep.
I have them taking Colston Loveland, tight end, Michigan.
Oh, no way.
I have them taking him because this is Travis Kelce's. This is more than likely Travis Kelce's last year.
Still there. Dang, I forgot he's still there.
This is most likely his last year. He learns behind Kelce, and he takes over for Kelce when Kelce leaves. AJ?
I got Kelvin Banks Jr. They need.
He lasted that long? I mean, I had him for a while.
I told y'all mine a little orthodox, and I got some guys sliding. I got some good guys sliding. So I think he falls right into their lap. They need offensive line help from what we just saw. So, yeah, I got them taking Calvin Banks Jr.
Oh God, whatever, Kev. Next, the Super Bowl champs, pick 32 of the draft, is the Eagles, and I'm gonna let y'all can debate who gets the first pick.
Go
I'm
ahead,
not gonna
AJ.
take that
Go
away
ahead,
from y'all.
AJ.
Kev not gonna like this.
AJ got more
Kev,
people. AJ got more people left on the board, so go ahead.
Kev not gonna like this, man. But I got Colston Loveland right here going to Philadelphia at 32. Tight end.
I seen it. It was a suggestion, but I was like, I don't see how he taking a tight end first round. But he been
That's
orthodox.
true.
What did I say before
Orthodox.
the show?
He been switching it up lately, so I can't even. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
It's gonna be there. Talented tight end. We know how he, even though he loves the trenches, he also loves offense, and as that's been shown to me lately. So, and we look like we gonna get rid of Dallas Goedert, and I still don't know how I feel about that. But this is the perfect because who else you gonna get to replace Goddard? You know, so
There's some tight
I
ends
got
out there,
love
man.
him.
And you know who our quarterback coach is, right?
No.
Kev, Eagles.
Josh Simmons is still there for me, so I'm taking him. O-line,
Okay.
man. Typical how we pick. We need a nice young guy to come in and be in the wings for Lane Johnson or shit.
I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Don't go yourself over it. I got you.
I missed it. I ain't hear you say
Mailata.
Okay.
My bad.
My pick, Tyler Booker, Alabama. My O-lineman off the board. I went O-line.
Makes sense. I would have took him if he wasn't gone.
Yeah, see. So I went Tyler Booker out of Alabama, best O-line available. I ain't gonna lie though, I was thinking Harold Fanning, but I went to the thought process of Kev. I don't see that he was taking the tight end in the first round, even though I love Harold Fanning. But I went Tyler Booker. And that concludes our 2025 NFL mock draft. I would like to thank again Kev and AJ for doing this 1.5 hour long pod with your boy. Just like last year, it was a long time. We had to speed it up because, we got duties to fulfill and everything like that. People got work in the morning. But last words, we're going to start with AJ.
Again, man, appreciate you for having me on, Carl. It's always a pleasure to come on any of the R2L shows. But it's my first time on CTC, man, talking some college, really NFL, but college at the same time. So it was fun. Shout out to the Birds, man, Super Bowl champs. You know what I mean? It was an honor to be here, man. Thank you for having me on.
Appreciate it.
Real quick, so I'm about to dip out, but I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it.
I'm already knowing. Go ahead, Kev.
Yes, sir. Likewise, I appreciate allowing me on the platform. I have a show.